Hello, in this video we will be solving systems of linear equation by substitution. First, let's go over the steps. Number 1, we're going to solve one equation for a variable. This could be x or y. The recommendation is to pick the equation where a variable is already alone or easy to isolate. Number 2, we're going to substitute into the other equation. Number 3, solve for the remaining variable. 4, substitute back, and 5, write the solution as x, y. So the solution to a system of linear equation is going to be an ordered pair with two values. Now let's tackle the first question. I have the steps on the side for reference as we work through this problem together. So we're going to solve one equation for a variable. In this case, we could do x or y. But as you can see here, the y is just 1, so it's easy to isolate. So we're going to do that first. So let's make this equation into y equals negative 3x plus 10. As you can see, we're just moving the 3x over to the right. And that is step 1 done. Next, we're going to substitute y equals negative 3x plus 10 into our other equation. So let's write this out. 2x minus 4 times, and for y, we're going to substitute in this value. So negative 3x plus 10 is equal to 2. We're going to simplify this now. So it's going to become 2x plus 12x minus 40 equals 2. This simplifies to 14x minus 40 equals 2. 14x is equal to 42. Divide by 14 on both sides, and we get x equal to 3. So this was step 2, and now that we solved for x, this was step 3. Now we're going to substitute back. So this means we're going to take our value as x equals 3 into one of these two equations to find y. Why don't we just do the first equation? So putting that in, 3 times 3 plus y equals 10. So we know 9 plus y equals 10. So we know y equals 1. And with that, this is our fourth step right here. And our fifth step is to write the solution as x, y. The solution is going to be x equals 3 and y equals 1. So our solution is 3, 1. To check the answer, we can plug in 3, 1 into both of these equations and it should work. Let's do that. 3 times 3 plus 1 equals 10. 9 plus 1 equals 10. That's correct. 10 equals 10. Our second equation as well should work. 2 times 3 minus 4 times y equals 2. 6 minus 4 equals 2. 2 equals 2. So we know that's correct as well. Now let's see if we can work on our second problem without the steps. So like before, we are going to be solving for one equation first. In this case, y equals x plus 1 is written in a way that kind of already isolates the y. So with that, our first step is done. Our second step is going to be plugging y equals x plus 1 into this top equation. So 7x plus 7 times x plus 1 equals 14. This is our second step. We're going to simplify. 7x plus 7x plus 7 equals 14. So 14x plus 7 equal to 14. 14x is equal to 7. And x is equal to 7 divided by 14, which is 1/2. So with that, this is our third step complete, where we found one of the variables. Now our fourth step is going to be plugging this x equals 1/2 into one of these two equations to find the value for y. So we can just do this one because it seems simpler. y equals x plus 1. We're going to plug in x is 1/2, which gives us y is 3/4. And this is our fourth step. Our fifth step is to write this as an ordered pair. So our solution is going to be 1/2, comma 3/2. So that's going to be our answer right there. Now, like before, we can check our work. We should be able to plug in that same ordered pair into both the equations and be given a true statement. So let's do the first equation. 7 times x plus 7 times y should be equal to 14. So 7/2 plus 7 times 3 is 21/2 equals 14. So that's 28 divided by 2, which is equal to 14. 14 equals 14. So we know it holds true for the first equation. Now for the second equation, we have y, which is 3/2 equals 1/2 plus 1. 3/2 equals 3/2. So we know this is correct as well. So we know our final answer is going to be 1/2, comma 3/2. Now let's tackle another question. As you can see, in this case, it would be easier to isolate the y because it's alone. So our step 1 is going to be isolating that y, making it y equals negative 4x plus 8. Now that we have that, we're going to plug in the y into this second equation too. So step 2 is going to be negative 5x plus 2 times this value right here, negative 4x plus 8 equals 42. Further simplifying, we get negative 5x minus 8x plus 16 equals 42. Continuing to simplify, we get negative 13x plus 16 equals 42. So negative 13x is equal to 26. Dividing both sides by negative 13, we get that x equals negative 2. Our third step is complete. We have found that x equals negative 2. Now, our first step is going to be to plug in negative 2 as x into an equation to get y. So this first equation looks easier, so we'll do that. We'll do y plus 4 times negative 2 equals 8. So we have y minus 8 equals 8. So we get y equals 16. And that's the end of our fourth step. Lastly, we're going to write our answer as an ordered pair, negative 2 comma 16, which is our last step. Just to make sure we did it correctly, we're going to check our work. So this equation should hold for both of the two. So let's do it. We have y plus 4x equals 8. So 16 minus 8 equals 8. 8 equals 8. So we know that's true. Our next equation should also hold. So negative 5 times x, which is negative 2, plus 2 times y, which is 16, is equal to 42. So negative 5 times negative 2 is 10, plus 2 times 16 is 32, gives us 42. 42 equals 42. So we know that is true as well. Now, for our last question, I wanted to go over 2 different ways to solve it. So our way 1 is going to be our normal way that we've been practicing. And our way 2 is going to be a trick that works sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. And in this case, it's going to work well. But first, let's solve it the normal way. Like before, our first step is to isolate a variable. So let's make this second equation the one we isolate. So x becomes 3y minus 2. And we know this because we can just add 3y to both sides. our next step is going to be putting 3y minus 2 into x in our first equation. So let's do that. Negative 5 times 3y minus 2 plus 3y equals 10. So we'll get negative 15y plus 10 plus 3y equals 10. So simplifying further, we get negative 12y plus 10 equals 10. And then negative 12y equals 0. So we know that y equals 0. So after we find our first variable, that's the end of step 3. Now we're going to plug in y equals 0 into one of the equations to find the value of x. So let's just do this bottom one here because it seems a little bit easier to solve. So we'll do x minus 3 times y, in this case y is 0, which is going to be equal to negative 2. So we get x equals negative 2 because 3 times 0 is 0. So x equals negative 2. So our fifth step is just writing this as an ordered pair. Our solution is going to be negative 2, 0. Now that's the normal way I would solve most linear equations. Our way 2 is kind of a shortcut or a trick that can be used for certain equations, not all of them. Okay, and the trick is going to be simplifying without substitution. So in this case, we have negative 5x plus 3y equals 10, and x minus 3y equals negative 2. If you've noticed, we have a positive 3y here and a negative 3y here, which can kind of cancel out if you decide to add the two equations together, which is exactly what we're going to do. So, for example, if we add these two equations together, we can get negative 5x plus 3y plus x minus 3y. And what is this going to equal? It's going to equal 10 plus negative 2. This should work because negative 5x plus 3y equals 10, which we have on this side, and x minus 3y equals negative 2, which we have on the right as well. So if we simplify, we get negative 4x plus 0y equals 8. We get negative 4x equals 8, x equals negative 2. So this kind of skips that substitution step and gives us the value of x a little bit quicker. And then after we have x equals negative 2, we can plug it in. So negative 2 minus 3 times y equals negative 2. Negative 3y is going to equal 0, and y is equals to 0. And we get our final answer of negative 2, 0, which is the same answer as before. So the reason that we knew we could use this trick, which can save us a little bit of math, is because we saw that the 3y, the negative 3y, can kind of cancel out if we add the equations together. If, for example, it was 3y and 3y, another way would be subtracting the two equations, which also cancels it out. And that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching.